Man, I'm laughing already, man. This is gonna be a funny show because people are gonna be tight, and I completely understand it. But I want men to pay attention, man. I want men to pay attention. So this was a story I was supposed to do a while back, but I caught it. I caught it. So right here, Benzino says daughter Coi Leray should have been angry over his support of R. Kelly because she lost her virginity at 14. Now people are gonna be like, "This is sick. Why would you say something like that?" But hear me out here. Hear me out here. I want to congratulate Benzino for putting his brat of a daughter on blast. I want to give him his flowers, his respect. I don't even care about the gay rumors no more. and he, you know, and it probably could be true, but I don't even care. He put her on blast. Anybody that didn't know, and we're gonna fair use this because I found somebody here. His name is Everything Entertainment. He found the compilation of Benzino when he was talking about R. Kelly's dealings with alleged minors, right? And let's hear what Benzino had to say about that for before Coi, and then when Benzino had his opinion on that, Coi Leray tried to publicly disown her father and try to seem like she was above it all. And this is why I'm so happy that Benzino put her ass on blast. And you gonna see the details of it too. Watch this. So Benzino's going to talk about R. Kelly right here. Fair use. Fair use. I don't know if I can speed it up. Pause. Let me see if I can speed it up too. Here we go.
Everybody deserves a second chance. But I know that Elvis, a lot of motherfuckers for 14, 15. I know Nick with young girls, to keep it 100. Right? I'm not into that. Again, the legal age is 16 years old. So does that make it right if it does it? Yes or no? To everybody on the table.
Absolutely
does that make it right?
Not.
If it's legal, does it make it right if it dates a 16?
Now, all these bitches, they don't want, they trying to act like, oh, this is wrong. But I'm pretty sure when they was 16, they was messing with older ninjas. And like I said, we was in high school, so I don't want bitches to act like, oh, we didn't see it. And they were doing it right in front of us. They was doing it right in front of us. So much so, I remember this one particular broad. No, this is a different story that I haven't told y'all. This is somebody we knew in a group. She was what, 15 or 16, and she was going out with a man. I'm talking about getting smashed by a man. We all knew, and she said, "Oh, that was my boyfriend and whatever, and it's all good." And I'm telling you, the dudes in her friend group they were concerned for her, and they're just like, "Well, look, just because she was even bragging about the guy's D game and everything. This is real talk. This is real talk. This is somebody I know, right? She might be married with somebody else right now, whatever." She was bragging about this guy's D game and him having his car, whatever, and blah blah. And the guys were literally like, "Look, the guy he still treats you like ish. He be cheating on you. He be saying this stuff about you. Are you sure you know what you do?" And she wasn't trying to listen. She wasn't trying to hear it. Dude, do you know how many stories I know about that? About broads I went with high school. I'm talking about, and I went to high school in the suburbs, bro. So, let alone the hood. We already know in the hood, these 304s was 12, 13, 14, going out with grown ninjas, with cars and trucks, with rims and, and all that stuff. So don't even get me started on that end.
Makes it very wrong. I don't agree.
No, gross. All right. So, but it's illegal in America. Right. So why the is R. Kelly doing all this time? And because you know why? Because they're 14 and 2 years younger. But you don't think that the ones that you don't think that the people who cleared it for 16 years old didn't know that they're with 13 and 14s too. Right. Like, even to make a age that young to be the law, you already know they're going under that.
Right.
I'm not condoning with little girls. It's sick. Right. All right. It's sick. But I don't think R. Kelly should rot in jail for 30 years either.
And I agree. And all the girls that went with R. Kelly, they knew what they were doing. They literally had one of the court statements, one of the documents. I was supposed to do a show on that 2 years ago, or I think a year ago. And the document showed it was an older woman coaching her young daughter to flirt with R. Kelly so she can get what she wants. And I was just like, why would you even put your daughter through that? But R. Kelly's the bad guy, right? R. Kelly's the bad guy, huh? And we got older women coaching their younger daughters to. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, it is what it is. I'm like, this is what we doing? All right, man.
Still be riding to R. Kelly. I don't like that.
Listen,
I
man.
be playing my and people looking at me. I'm like, nah.
But what about R. Kelly getting when he was a kid. They didn't take into consideration none of that. And they exploited him and made all these documentaries that all these people made money off of.
Right.
The parents and girls knew what they were dealing with R. Kelly. A lot of people knew that. You know what I'm saying? But R. Kelly's...
And like I said, just to confirm what Benzino was saying, everybody knew what type of time R. Kelly was on. Everybody. And, you know, they call guys like me the weirdo, but I never watched no tape. I'm talking about everybody watched the tape, but I'm the weirdo. But that's another a funny thing about this about this situation.
R. Kelly wasn't educated, man.
After Benzino was talking about R. Kelly in the interview.
So right after that interview went viral, this is where Coi Leray tried to play all holier than thou and act, because you already know Coi Leray and her father Benzino, they be going at it. They don't have the best relationship, and you know they've had their words for each other. But I've always been on Benzino's side. So right here, she says, I want everybody to know I want nothing to do with anything my father has going on. I haven't spoken to him in over a year, which is cap. She said, and I don't condone or respect any of them interviews he got going on. I don't respect his decisions, and I really want nothing to do with him because I don't even think of, please don't even think of me when you see him. Sharing the same DNA and blood doesn't make his family. Loyalty, boundaries, respect, teaching, guidance, love, patience, encouragement makes his family. Blah, 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 blah. So right here, so this is the one, so they show that side, but what's interesting is right here, when he put her on blast here, I don't know if this is gonna open up, because I remember hotnewhiphop.com had the full thing on this. They had the full thing on this, which was perfect. I don't know, I don't know why I can't exit out of this. Just like certain things you just can't exit out of. I can't exit out of that. Okay. So right. So once they right here. So after her comments on Benzino, oh man. So right here. Ooh. So right here, he said, so this is the quote right here. He said, she made a comment about the R. Kelly situation and said that she doesn't want to have anything to do with me because of the R. Kelly thing. But then 4 months ago, she was on the Math Hoffa show. He asked her, hey, when did you lose your virginity? She said 14. Now, Benzino continues. He says, I didn't know. So I'm like, here you are condemning me for saying what I'm saying, which is grown folks conversation, which I never mentioned you, and you really shouldn't involve yourself because this is a conversation that I have. But since you did involve yourself, which is what you do, how can you say that when you just said that you lost your virginity at 14? So is the guy that you lost your virginity at 14 with, is he a pedophile? That's crazy. Now, the reason why Benzino says that is because he probably knows who it was that Coi Leray was going out with at the time when she was 14. And I'm pretty sure during that time, Benzino's like, I know I'm not necessarily in your life right now, but I don't think this is a good idea. And I'm pretty sure and she was probably like, man, F off, you know. But for him to say that automatically, right? And like, and it looks like she put her own self on, but apparently she said that she lost her virginity at 14. And by the way, when these girls are talking about, I lost my virginity at this age, I'm telling you, most times is not what a dude. It was the guy was not her age, meaning the guy was minimum 3 to 4 years older than her, minimum. And I'm talking about most times. I used to say a lot of the times, and that's true. But in my opinion, from what I've seen in my life, most times when you're dealing with a girl that's saying, oh, I lost my virginity at 13, 14, 12, minimum, the guy was 4 years older than her. Minimum. And I'm being nice with the 4 years minimum. Let me see. They got the interview. So right here, fair use. So you know what? Because for her to say, okay, so I guess she was on this interview with this show and she said what happened. Whoa. Okay. So it looks, so they said that in an interview, she said that at 9 is where you start understanding life. What? Now that's scary. if that's an actual quote from her in the interview. Now that's scary. That's scary. Like I said, look. Ooh, right here.
It was outside.
Yeah, it was. It was like we had to figure it out, you know. And
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was like 14.
It was outside.
That means she was probably younger. So she says 14, she lost her virginity. That means she was probably 13. Unfortunately. And then he said, damn, you was outside.
Yeah, it was.
She said, yeah, I was. And look at her face. Guys. She not even ashamed of that shit. And that means, guys, she was out there being a 304 at 13. Really. That's what it really means. With older men. With men. Not no kids her age. Guys, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to save you guys the trouble, because men be finding about this stuff out about their girl or their spouse, their wife, right? They be finding this stuff out later in life, and it'd be too late. But thank God for these podcasts, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Ninjas podcast, and all that. I thank God for these things every day, because now I know what I'm going into. Now I know what to avoid. Now guys like us don't sound crazy when we talk about these things, because I can just literally pull up the reference, boom, right here.
Yeah, it was.
That don't mean that.
I was outside. I don't give a fuck. I was outside. I mean, you know,
Woo, she said I was outside. I didn't give a F.
Experience, you know, I had my first job when I was, 15, 16. I was selling drugs. I was 17, 18. I was working.
Like I said, her face says it all. That this was her. She wanted that. She wanted that. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to hear nobody talking about victim this and, manipulated that, power dynamics. No. No. Hey, yo, man. This should be funny, though, because then people gonna act like Benzino's the bad guy. But Benzino, for him to say that, he probably knew. He probably saw one of them older ninjas around Coi Leray at that time, and he had questions. And now for her to say, "Oh yeah, I was 14," which she means 13, when she lost her V card, right? He's now putting the things. He's probably putting two and two together in his head. He's like, "Oh, so that's why this ninja was here, and that's why." Okay, like it was like now it's just is everything is making sense to him. I gotta find the let me see if I can find the actual website, though. Let me see if I can find the actual website when they were talking about it. Benzino, Coi Leray, hotnewhiphop.com. I think this is it. Oh man. Yeah, this is it right here. Yeah, this is the because for her to talk about the disowning him about the R. Kelly thing, but it's interesting. I'm gonna bring up another example. In a Corey Holcomb 5150 show, Corey Holcomb was talking about R. Kelly and the things he was going through, the charges he was getting, and Darlene OG Ortiz was trying to put her 2 cents in and said, but the age difference and blah 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 and all this stuff. And then somebody in the comment section called out Darlene. And they were like, weren't you 16 when you were with Ice-T? And then she goes, no, but that was different. I was like, you see, this is what it usually is, bro. I'm telling, it'll be the girls that be screaming the loudest about this is bad and the age difference and you're a creep. When they were 15 and 14, they was messing with men. I'm talking those same women that be talking about, oh, R. Kelly this and these people that, and then you ask them, okay, what kind of dudes was you fucking with at 14 and 15? Because we already know you was fucking with somebody. We know you be outside. Who was you fucking with when you was 14, 15? And then once you find out, you're just like, so, but you mad at R. Kelly. you act like R. Kelly's this villain out here, but you be messing with R. Kelly type niggas. And they don't even, anyways. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Damn, he said, is the guy that you lost your virginity to at 14, is he a pedophile? Now that's wild. But shout out to Benzino for taking the rap on that end. Shout out to him for being putting himself Yeah, man. So people were mad at him, but now that I'm seeing it, she put her own self on blast. She put her own self on blast. She says she lost her virginity at 14. She put her own self on blast. Exactly. I'm looking at the comments. He said, y'all clearly can't hear. He's not putting her business out there. He's quoting what she said in the interview. She put her own. Like, hey, boy. But like I said, people react emotionally. And like I said, men really can't talk about these things, honestly, because men don't want to be seen as a creep. You know what I mean? But, like I said, dudes like us, we got to take that L so we can spread that truth. And I don't mind taking that L. I don't mind at all, because we need to be fair here. That's what I'm about. I know it's a sickness of mine where I'm always trying to make sure things is actually fair, and there's really no such thing as fair, but we have to be fair here when we're doing critiques of certain people. We got to make sure we're putting the right stuff out there and we're giving the right criticisms to who deserves it.
It was a kind of crazy question, but hey, she's, like she said, she's grown, you know what I'm saying? She's of age. I don't think they're grown sometimes, but anyways, all right. But he asked her, hey, when did you lose your virginity? She said 14. And now first, right? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
so that I gotta apologize to Benzino. I thought he knew and he kept his secret, but he found out via the interview. I just found this out.
So here you are condemning me for saying what I'm saying, which is grown folks conversation, which I never mentioned you, which really you shouldn't even really involve yourself, because this was the conversation that I'm having. But since you did involve yourself, is what you do, all right? How can you say that when you just said that you lost your virginity at 14? So is the guy that you lost your virginity at 14 with, is he a pedophile? She made a comment about the R. Kelly situation and said that
and it was just like guidance. And
that's fair. I'm sorry. That is very fair. That is very fair. Because we already know at 14, she wasn't messing with another 14-year-old. Talking about how she was dealing drugs and she lost her V card to a grown man. We already know this. Let's not play stupid in the comment section when I start reading. Let's not be stupid. Let's not be retards. Let's not do that. Don't do that to me. that drives me up the wall. What kind of women are you meeting? No, don't do that to me. She said it right here, and we already know what that means when she's talking about losing her V card at 14, smiling when the ninja in the barber chair talking about she was outside and her smiling like a little kid and shit. So we already know what that means. We already know. So I don't want to hear that shit in the comment section.
I had sex at a young age. I was out in the streets 13 when we.
So that kind of story I hear from literally strippers, dog, and like girls that be in the streets messing with older men. This is usually the same story I hear from them. So this is no different. Don't make it like because it's Coi Leray, it's different. It's the same thing.
Separated. It was like we had to figure it out, and
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was like 14.
You was outside.
Now, what's crazy is he gets to ask her that question, but if I were to ask her that question, people would say I'm a creep. But that's another story. That's a whole other story.
Yeah,
that don't mean that.
I was outside. I don't give a fuck. I was outside. I mean, I experienced. And it was just like guidance. And
so ninjas, we already heard this shit before from all types of 304s. We already heard this kind of story.
Do you think we should give R. Kelly a second chance?
So we already heard this kind of story before. But man, shout out to Benzino, putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Even though she put it out there first. You know what I mean? But like I said, people don't want to listen. They just want to react emotionally and just, oh, man. Somebody said, I normally don't agree with no neck, but he got a point, though. Thank you. That's all I'm looking for. People think when I say, hear this person out, hear he or she out, people they just automatically think, I want you to follow them. You think I agree with everything Benzino be saying half the time? Hell no. But here, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Shout out to the sister here for at least hearing him out. See, this is the bullshit. You see, right here, I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna sign out. I'm gonna sign out of this. See, this is the BS I'm talking about right here. Let me save this post as well. So right here. So this is the bullshit right here. He says she could have lost her virginity to someone the same age as her at the time. Man, stop it. She said, she was that man. I was having sex at a young age. I was in the streets. You think so, bruh? Well, I tell you what. Anyway, man, they be. What do you? So These motherfuckers don't want to use their context clues. So somebody's like, I'm not sure why no one is pointing this out. She wasn't having sex with another 14-year-old in the streets. Now people giving excuses, or she was groomed. Oh man. What are you guys? It was not to another 14-year-old, man. This is oh no. But guys, there's a reason why she didn't respond to that. There's a reason why there was no response from Coi Leray to what her dad said, because he was absolutely right. First of all, he probably knew the ninja. He probably knew the ninja that was around his daughter during that time. And he was like, why is this motherfucker around my daughter? Guys, stop it. For him to say that means, first of all, that means he already knew the ninjas that was around her during that time. So he just like, he's basically telling his daughter, stop it. Does he have to say specifically, oh, Coi Leray, my daughter was messing with a grown man at 14, 13? He doesn't have to say it, because she said it on a damn interview. And he was like, oh, I remember the ninjas that she was with during that time. I remember the stuff that her mama was probably calling Benzino about. I'm like, man, she's always hanging around with these guys. You see, this is the bullshit right here, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Oh, Lord, man. People don't use their context clues, man. Oh man. Like, I don't like, a woman is not, most women are not going to put the whole business out there. They're just going to say tidbits, right? She's not going to fully say, I was 14 messing with 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds. She's going to code it and say, I was 14, 15, was hanging out. She's not going to say mess with. She's going to say, I was hanging out with drug dealers at 13, 14, 15, living in an adult lifestyle. They'll say it like that. I don't know why people can't put their antennas together, whatever they got up there in their brain that's not weed or something. Why can't they put their antennas together and be like, okay, 13, 14. She says that she was living an adult lifestyle, hanging with grown men at 15, sneaking out the house. To do what? To go to Bible study? No, to fuck. Anyway, we'll talk about this later, man. we'll talk about this at a later time. I don't know when my next live stream is, but we're going to talk about that because I got that post saved.